Jimmy Boots versus Benny Bob Jan, 1973. This classic report was in the American Game Dog Times magazine, September-October 1995. Jimmy Boots versus Benny Bob. Willie Brown versus Dale Brandstrom are the handlers' males, 52 versus 53 Cajun rules. Ref Bill Petsy. The Texans had arrived the night before by plane. Willie Brown, Halliburton, Carver, Hall, to name a few, and joined by Freddie Jones and Indian Sonny. The fans from Utah came with their entire families. Mr. G has about 10 kids himself, I think. Ed Weldon from Colorado along with them, totaling 20 men per side. Benny Bob is weighed at 53 pounds washed and enters the pit after the toss of a quarter. Brown waits in the pit while the man from Utah, Mr. G, brings in Jimmy Boots. The weigh-in finds him over the weight of 52 pounds by a mere 2 ounces. Bud is over the weight. Texas decides to claim the forfeit as well. They should, but the man from Utah says, "I still have 13 minutes before pit time to make the weight," and he hurries into the house. Returning within the 13 minutes, it was heard he led the dog to a tree and then wiped the wet sand and mud from his dog's feet and tail. Jimmy Boots is weighed on weight. "Good going, Mr. G," Halliburton says. "The fight is on. Jimmy Boots is washed and enters the pit, and pit your dogs. Bets by the hundreds are called and accepted by both sides of the pit. These two dogs are more evenly matched than any other two dogs I have ever seen. They swapped stifles, shoulder holds, rolled, bit noses, and literally shipwrecked each other the first 35 minutes, Mr. Carver says. A lot of encouragement from both sides. The scratching starts after a turn is called, while both dogs are rolling after each other. Jimmy Boots to scratch. Handle. Completed. More fighting. Each dog is on top, then on the bottom. I think Jimmy Boots is the harder biter, but Benny Bob seems to be able to reach in there no matter what hold Jimmy Boots takes. First one scratches, then the other. A count of how many times was not recorded, but no doubt about both these determined animals going across. 1 hour 15 minutes approximately. Finds Jimmy Boots has lost the use of his back legs from those crushing stifle holds, and on a scratch by Benny Bob the legs collapse, letting Benny Bob on top, crunched into a corner. They go to mouth fighting. Hard biting even now. Benny Bob loses a top cutter with Jimmy Boots chewing from the bottom. Looks like Texas is ahead now. A handle can only be made by Willie Brown as his dog is on top, and they remain bunched into the corner. Time goes by as both dogs chew out their holds, both handlers congratulating each other on the tremendous dogs they both have shown. 1 hour 30, the handle, as the man from Utah sees them free of holds. Brown picks up from the top and a leg dangles in front of Jimmy Boots, and he goes after it and grabs hold. Brown lets go again, and this gets Jimmy Boots out of the corner and on top of Benny Bob, and he starts working. Handle, scratch by Utah. Fighting, handle, a scratch by Texas. 1 hour 40 finds Jimmy Boots taking the top position. That man from Utah can sure put one up, someone from Texas says. Shake the bear, Mr. G tells Jimmy Boots, and he shakes. Benny Bob laying out of holds now but trying to take a nibble in the rib cage every time Jimmy Boots shakes the shoulder, but he is completely exhausted and critically hurt. Everyone thinks Benny Bob can never make his scratch now. Then both dogs boil up on their feet together in holds. More fighting. Handle. Benny. Bob should never be able to go. Over he goes. Handle. Jimmy Boots crosses. He bites in with that fire in his eyes, using the energy he should save to live with. Handle. Texas goes again, although weak on his feet. Handle. Jimmy Boots scratches. Handle. Benny Bob lunges from the corner, but loses momentum halfway over and is counted out 20-sec count. It's over. Ed Weldon with Jimmy Boots and the man from Utah the winner in 2 HRs and 5 minutes.